Harley-Davidson motorcycles have long been more than just a brand. They're a symbol of rebellion, freedom, and American culture. But despite their iconic status, Harley riders often find themselves the subject of criticism and even dislike. Why does this negative perception persist? In this video, we'll explore the roots of Harley hate, from historic stereotypes to modern-day realities. Let's start by understanding the reputation that surrounds Harley riders and how it was shaped over decades. Image of the Harley rider as a rebellious outlaw dates back to the post-World War II era. Movies and media often portrayed Harley riders as members of unruly biker gangs, cementing a stereotype that persists today. This association with lawlessness and anti-establishment attitudes made Harley riders both fascinating and feared. Even as the reality of most riders is far from this image, the stereotype remains powerful in popular culture. Hollywood films like The Wild One and Easy Rider played a significant role in shaping public perception of Harley riders. These movies depicted bikers as rebels living on the edge of society, often involved in trouble. While these stories were fictional, they left a lasting impression, making it difficult for the average Harley rider to escape the shadow of these cinematic outlaws. The concept of the outlaw biker became synonymous with Harley-Davidson. Motorcycle clubs, some of which identified as outlaw groups, adopted Harleys as their bike of choice. This further fueled the myth that all Harley riders were part of a dangerous subculture, even though the vast majority were law-abiding enthusiasts. The myth, however, stuck in the public imagination, whose stories about biker gangs and criminal activity often focused on Harley riders, reinforcing negative stereotypes. Sensational headlines and dramatic coverage made it seem as if every Harley group was a potential threat. This media bias contributed to a climate of suspicion and misunderstanding, making it harder for regular riders to be seen as individuals rather than part of a feared collective. One of the most common complaints about Harley riders is the noise. Many Harleys are modified to be louder than standard motorcycles, and for some, the roar of the engine is part of the appeal. However, for others, it's a source of irritation. The sound can be disruptive in neighborhoods and public spaces, leading to complaints and further fueling negative opinions about Harley riders. Harley riders often travel in large groups, which can be intimidating to other motorists and pedestrians. The sight of a pack of motorcycles roaring down the highway is impressive, but it can also be perceived as threatening. This group dynamic, while fostering camaraderie among riders, sometimes alienates the public and reinforces the idea of Harley riders as outsiders. Harley riders are known for their distinctive style, leather jackets, patches, and custom gear. While this look is part of the culture, it can also set riders apart from the mainstream. For some, this difference is intriguing, but for others, it's a reason to judge or stereotype. The bold fashion choices of Harley riders make them stand out, but not always in a positive way. Some critics argue that Harley culture can be exclusive or even elitist. Certain clubs and groups have strict membership requirements, and there's a sense of pride in owning a Harley. This exclusivity can make outsiders feel unwelcome, contributing to the perception that Harley riders look down on other motorcyclists or the general public. Harley-Davidson riders are famously loyal to their brand. This loyalty is a source of pride, but it can also come across as snobbery. Some Harley enthusiasts dismiss other motorcycle brands, fueling rivalries and resentment within the broader motorcycle community. This brand loyalty, while understandable, sometimes adds to the negative image. Harley-Davidson motorcycles are often more expensive than other brands. This high price tag can create a perception of Harley riders as wealthy or privileged. For some, this fuels resentment, especially among those who see motorcycling as a more accessible hobby. The cost factor adds another layer to the complex image of Harley riders. Demographics of Harley riders have shifted over the years. Once dominated by young rebels, the community now includes older enthusiasts and professionals. While this diversity is positive, it can also create tension between traditionalists and newcomers. Some feel that the spirit of Harley culture is being diluted, leading to internal conflicts and external criticism. Many Harley riders today are so-called weekend warriors, people who ride for leisure rather than as a lifestyle. This shift has led some to accuse Harley riders of being posers or not real bikers. The debate over authenticity adds another dimension to the negative perceptions surrounding the Harley community. Harley riders sometimes clash with fans of other motorcycle brands, especially sport bike enthusiasts. These rivalries can be playful, but they can also turn hostile. The us versus them mentality reinforces divisions within the motorcycle community and contributes to the negative image of Harley riders. In the age of social media, negative stories and stereotypes about Harley riders spread quickly. Viral videos of reckless behavior or confrontations can shape public opinion, even if they represent only a small minority. Social media amplifies both the best and worst aspects of Harley culture, making it harder to change perceptions. Tradition is a big part of Harley culture. Many riders value the rituals, gatherings, and customs that have been passed down for generations. While tradition can be a source of pride, it can also make the community seem resistant to change. Outsiders may see this as stubbornness or an unwillingness to adapt. Harley riders often describe their community as a brotherhood. This strong sense of loyalty and mutual support is a positive aspect, but it can also appear exclusive to outsiders. The close-knit nature of Harley groups sometimes makes it difficult for new members or non-riders to feel included. It's important to note that many Harley riders are deeply involved in charity and community service. From fundraising rides to volunteering, these positive contributions often go unnoticed by the public. Highlighting this side of Harley culture can help balance the negative stereotypes, but it's not always enough to change entrenched opinions. While Harley culture has traditionally been male dominated, more women are joining the ranks of riders. This shift is challenging old stereotypes and bringing new perspectives to the community. However, some resistance remains, and the integration of women into Harley culture is still a work in progress. Diversity within the Harley community is growing, with riders from different backgrounds and cultures joining the fold. This increased inclusion is helping to break down barriers and change perceptions, but it also brings new challenges as the community adapts to a broader range of experiences and viewpoints. Harley-Davidson motorcycles are known for their large engines and fuel consumption. In an era of growing environmental awareness, some critics see Harley riders as out of step with efforts to reduce emissions and protect the planet. This environmental critique adds another layer to the reasons some people dislike Harley riders. Customization is a huge part of Harley culture. Riders take pride in modifying their bikes to reflect their personalities. While this creativity is celebrated within the community, outsiders may see it as showy or excessive. The emphasis on custom bikes can reinforce the image of Harley riders as flashy or attention-seeking. For many Harley riders, the distinctive sound of their bikes is a symbol of freedom and individuality. The rumble of a Harley engine is instantly recognizable and cherished by enthusiasts. However, this same sound can be a source of annoyance for others, highlighting the divide between riders and the public. Motorcycle clubs play a significant role in Harley culture. While many clubs are focused on camaraderie and charity, a few have criminal reputations. The actions of a small minority can tarnish the image of the entire community, making it difficult for outsiders to distinguish between different types of clubs. Harley riders have a complicated relationship with law enforcement. While most are law-abiding, the association with outlaw culture sometimes leads to increased scrutiny from police. This tension can reinforce the outsider status of Harley riders and contribute to ongoing mistrust. Tattoos are a common part of Harley culture, symbolizing personal stories and group affiliations. While tattoos are more mainstream today, they still carry a stigma for some people. The visible ink of many Harley riders can reinforce stereotypes about rebellion and nonconformity. Events like Sturgis and Daytona Bike Week are major gatherings for Harley riders. These festivals celebrate motorcycle culture but can also draw criticism for noise, crowds, and rowdy behavior. While most attendees are there for fun and fellowship, the actions of a few can shape public perception. Harley-Davidson has evolved from a working-class symbol to a status symbol for some. This shift has changed the way riders are perceived, with some seeing them as out of touch or pretentious. The intersection of class and culture adds complexity to the reasons why Harley riders are sometimes disliked. Nostalgia plays a big role in Harley culture. Many riders are drawn to the brand's history and legacy. While this connection to the past is meaningful for enthusiasts, it can also make the culture seem outdated or resistant to change in the eyes of outsiders. Harley-Davidson's marketing has always emphasized freedom, rebellion, and individuality. While this branding is effective, it can also reinforce stereotypes and alienate those who don't identify with the image. The company's success in creating a strong identity is a double-edged sword. Some critics link Harley culture to broader social issues such as masculinity, privilege, or resistance to social change. These associations, whether fair or not, add another layer to the reasons why Harley riders are sometimes disliked or misunderstood. As Harley-Davidson expands globally, the brand faces new challenges. In some countries, the American biker image is misunderstood or even resented. Globalization brings both opportunities and obstacles as Harley riders navigate different cultural expectations and stereotypes. Harley-Davidson's introduction of electric motorcycles has sparked debate within the community. Some see it as a necessary step toward modernization, while others view it as a betrayal of tradition. This internal conflict reflects the broader struggle between innovation and heritage. Jokes and memes about Harley riders are common online. While some are lighthearted, others reinforce negative stereotypes. Humor can be a way to cope with criticism, but it can also perpetuate misunderstandings and fuel animosity. Motorcycle accidents involving Harley riders often receive significant media attention. This focus can create the impression that Harley riders are reckless or dangerous, even when accidents are caused by other factors. The association with risk adds to the negative image. The average age of Harley riders has increased over the years. Some critics see the community as aging and out of touch with younger generations. This generational divide can create misunderstandings and reinforce the idea that Harley culture is stuck in the past. Music is an integral part of Harley culture, with genres like rock and country often associated with the brand. While this connection adds to the sense of identity, it can also reinforce stereotypes about the type of people who ride Harleys and the values they hold. Harley-Davidson's advertising campaigns have been both praised and criticized for their portrayal of riders. Some see the ads as empowering, while others view them as reinforcing outdated or negative stereotypes. The power of advertising to shape public opinion cannot be underestimated. For many, riding a Harley is a family tradition passed down from one generation to the next. This sense of legacy can be a source of pride, but it can also make the culture seem insular to outsiders. Family ties reinforce the close-knit nature of the Harley community. Advances in technology are changing the way people ride and interact with their motorcycles. Some Harley riders embrace new gadgets and safety features, while others prefer to stick with tradition. This divide reflects broader tensions within the community and affects how Harley riders are perceived. Respect is a core value for many Harley riders. They value the road, their bikes, and each other. However, when respect isn't reciprocated by the public or other riders, it can lead to tension and reinforce negative feelings on both sides. Despite the criticism, the Harley community remains strong and supportive. Riders form lasting friendships and support each other through challenges. This sense of belonging is one of the main reasons people are drawn to Harley culture, even in the face of negativity. Efforts are being made within the Harley community to change the narrative. Riders are reaching out to the public, participating in charity events, and sharing their stories. These actions are slowly shifting perceptions and showing a different side of Harley culture. As society changes, so does Harley culture. New generations of riders are bringing fresh perspectives and values. The future of Harley-Davidson will depend on its ability to adapt while preserving the core elements that make it unique. The journey ahead is uncertain, but the passion of Harley riders remains strong. In the end, the reasons why Harley riders are still hated are complex and multifaceted. Stereotypes, media influence, and cultural differences all play a role. But beneath the surface, Harley riders are individuals with their own stories, passions, and values. By looking beyond the stereotypes, we can appreciate the diversity and richness of the Harley community, and maybe, just maybe, move past the hate.